only had somehow we ended up with not as many people involved this league, which is weird because normally we have like Dodo show up out of nowhere, fucking other people coming in left and right. It was weird, but
I mean, the more people you add, the less value group actually gets.
yeah. Yeah, if we can get 8, like if we ever do it again, we can get 8-man again. 8 is like the perfect number because if 2 traders can do their thing the whole time, you guys are like unstoppable with buying and selling.
I think as far as early game, where we had, I think it would have been really good if we could have had the Ruckus and Heist machine like going at the same time a bit better, because those didn't line up great early on. I think we would have made more Chaos Recipe early had we lined that up better.
Yeah.
I agree, but wasn't Crocs actively trading for that or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that? So that...
yeah, I think the problem was on the Ruckus end. Not
I mean, Randall went to bed.
Yeah, and then we didn't get on at the same time, and then that was it. That could have been better.
I agree.
Still one of the smoothest starts still the smoothest start we've ever had, though.
Right.
Literally,
the point I'm driving to is that was a great strategy of having some people in Heist and some people in Ruckus was really good. I think that's something we need to do again.
We've never had.
I think, the fastest Egg has ever cleared the Atlas.
Yeah.
That was 16 hours or 18 hours?
It was 14 hours with like 6 map completion left, and I went to bed. And then I just was slow for the rest of it. It could have been 15 hours completion. I could have completed it. Like, I completed the Atlas faster than we could get gear. So.
Yeah.
The build was really good as well, too.
I think.
Yeah.
Did I have a second trader for
Toxic
day
Rain
1, day 2?
completion?
No, because Crocs was doing heist stuff.
Crocs was just making sure he was in the heist and making sure they had contracts.
Yeah,
he was trading and running the heist at the same time. So.
Chaos Recipe and building the builds was a little much. I will say that. It was actively kind of difficult for the first 36 hours for me.
Yeah,
that's why we needed both the heist and the Ruckus to be chugging at the same time. We could have handled that better.
Well, Crocs also wanted to be a part of the heist, so like it really just needed to be that. It probably would have worked fine to just have Crocs full-time trading.
Yeah,
like you literally you just need one person to be full-time crunching chaos and buying contracts, and then the other guy to be building. Well, honestly, you probably want one guy crafting and buying the builds. I think that's what Bazooka does. Bazooka buys the builds and crafts the builds, while the other guy crunches chaos and sells / buys contracts, and
handles the map stuff. The mapper man.
There's literally nothing for the mapper man. Honestly, if the meta doesn't change, dude, that build like functions off of a ring
and a 5-link.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Egg never got his 6-link for his
No, Profane Proxy was the expensive part that we complained about. Let's be real here.
if I had a 6-link, I mean 6-link plus Cluster Jewel, I could have taken down like all the Rotas and bosses myself. Just from the damage. And like
except for Maven, because he always complain about the memory game.
I mean,
practice.
You just log out.
I mean, I've cleared Maven. It's just not. I just don't enjoy memory game. But it's whatever. I think Uber Maven is stupid.
I think we transitioned well into the highest priceless market. I think that went well.
That was really smart.
That was a good
decision.
6-hour burn. Yes. Granted, we were up for like 6 extra hours selling, a million rogue markers to make builds, but that was still a really good idea.
And then you were gone the next day where we actually ran it again, most of the afternoon. Then I managed to get our all the builds put together.
Finish it, yeah.
I think that, yeah, like the build quality would be so much better too if I wasn't having to sell everything and. Well, okay, notably, Heist is really nice because it's just road markers, but we were actually making a lot of the chaos to put the builds together from, because I didn't want to keep spending divines.
The heist things.
The heist trinkets were what I was trying to sell for chaos.
Man, that shit was so fucking expensive, like a 20C each.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, I mean, the little brooches are like 15C. The bigger stuff is like 10 to 5, and then there's like a couple of the level 5 things that are like 25. But yeah,
the first day we did it, they were selling for like 40. Like some of the stuff was selling for 40C. It was kind of crazy.
There'll be, I don't know, the way to get on. I don't know if heist just seems like this weird thing. Like it doesn't work right at the start. It needs like a day now to ramp, or like a day and a half, and then it's good because they can't do the infinitely. There's just not enough contracts. You have to have enough contracts to be able to buy them.
I think one thing we maybe could have, or I'm still a Hunted Traders hater.
Oh, we're back on this.
Yeah. And I think it bore out that Beyond was better than Hunted. So
I think
Beyond was also a little bit more expensive.
I agree with Beyond being better than...
Beyond's also more expensive though, and like you can still have Beyond. It actually works better when you don't put Beyond on a sextant, because you can just put it on the, if it rolls on the map, then you get like the Torment and the Hunted Traders and the Beyond, and it's like,
yeah, but Hunted Traders are icky.
I mean, they're really good for loot.
I don't think so.
I think when we do that in the future, we don't just stick to a strat. We actually roll some maps beforehand and be like, okay, I'm setting aside 16 Beyond maps to run Hunted Trader Sextant with. That kind of thing. That would be the ideal way to do that.
Yeah. Other than ghost busting, the next most likely thing is, I personally want to play the ghost busting build, but I can also understand people not wanting to stand AFK at the door again.
I'm fine with that.
It is very high uptime, and I think Egg would be a good fit for that next time.
I think Egg would like the ghost busting.
Yeah.
I think
the good thing about being AFK at the beginning of the map is like I have like a time to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I loved it too. I like the AFK at the start. It's just I don't like AFK at the start when I have to wonder if the map's being busted while I'm AFK. But it is also something I haven't experienced yet. Where I've experienced in past leagues because as the person plugging the maps, I don't ever actually get to stop normally. I have to.
Evan was saying this was a much different beast. I was talking to him for a little bit.
I think it's. I don't know. It just looks fun, especially if you're not the one in charge of the maps. Like if it's not your atlas, like when they were running on Chili's atlas, it seemed kind of chill for I don't know, like Randall getting to run on my atlas.
I think though that it is fine. Like as the Ghostbuster, if you bust the map, you come back, you sit at the entrance, and go take your bathroom break.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. That's what I was telling Randall to do too.
Yeah,
that's a suggestion I gave. It was like, dude, just literally come in. Even if you're getting up for the whole map for 30 minutes, just bust this map that I opened.
Right.
Yep.
I think that is a little I don't know. The ideal though is that you never take breaks as the buster, but
yeah, like 16% more loot, him being there.
Yeah.
I mean, the real thing, like with ghost busting, the real important part is to have the 6 people in when the map is being busted. It's actually more important to have them in for the busting than it is for him to be in range when the loot mobs are dying.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
It's like he can just stand the ghost buster.
After he's done busting, he can just go stand in the corner that we're at and just sit there while we go clear.
Yeah.
He will live. Nothing can kill him.
Yeah. It's like that's the correct way to do it, to get your downtime as the buster. And honestly, you get more time because it takes like 12 minutes to do a map, whereas we're sitting on rolling for 2. So you can literally get up and eat something and like come back, but like that's just
I mean, you don't.
blasting.
Yeah. Ideally, you don't want to be doing that, right? Like, you want to be there to add the player quant.
Yeah, but we're getting to sit for 2 minutes.
If you need to take a break, that is the time to take the break.
Yeah, we're getting to sit for 2 minutes AFK every map, whereas he could spend 10, 12 minutes AFK every like hour, like every other hour. That'd be fine.
As often as you need, honestly.
Yep. More maps is better.
Oh,
When they hit their 100 like card mark, we were about half of what they had. And we did start later.
We were a day and a half
But
behind. In terms of numbers, like we played for a couple days extra, but like they also had a day and a half head start. Like we were doing really good. Like it's not really a huge problem. They weren't getting through as many maps as I thought they were getting through. So,
they weren't? Okay.
No.
I thought they were doing like 70 to 80 maps a day, honestly.
They were making a lot. They were somewhere in like the 60 to 70 range. Like they were making a lot of money from Enlighten's. Like many mirrors of theirs was from Enlighten selling and crafting. So like again,
That's probably not going to be a thing next league though, with Omens.
Yeah.
No.
Being
Agreed.
Not here anymore.
I am super blown away by the amount we managed to crank out with having some internet issues, having some storm issues, schedule issues, like whatever it be. It's still fucking amazing. Everybody like it's just.
I also am a little surprised. I thought we were going to put somewhere in the 3 range.
Oh yeah. I mean, also the mirrors that are sitting in the tab gained. Mirrors are 270.
Oh yeah, and I bought them
mirrors
all
got
for like
crazy
205 less.
Yeah, I mean we had over half of the mirrors at sub 200, at sub 180. So like it's.
The last 6 were also bought all under 215.
Yeah.
And we dropped 2. It's a good league to drop 2.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yep.
I mean, but like, figure you drop something else. You should on average drop something else in that place around that. That's one of those other big items. So it kind of balances out. Like we got about the expected value from our like combo of good drops.
Or high roll, yeah.
I mean, we low rolled compared to.
No, we got the expected value of high roll.
I think we
a
got
little on the low
value.
end of the high roll. But
yeah.
It's not even high roll. It's a little bit on the low end of the expected value. Like doing this amount of maps, what you're expected to get, we're on the lower end, which is crazy.
We didn't drop a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we drop like a 1 Mage Blood on the end.
If we dropped a Mage Blood or Headhunter instead of the Divinarius, it would have been.
Yeah.
Then we would have been like at expected. What would be expected?
Yeah.
We got shafted by a 3 Div Dagger, but we did get to say that we got a 3 Divine Dagger.
Yep.
And
we got to hover a lot of white wins.
Oh god. I'm still mad at. I would have been okay with the second shield being a Squire instead of a bait shield. That would have been fine.
2
with me.
bait shields this league.
Yeah.
No, 1.
There were 2 bait shields.
Yeah, I vendored one because people were bringing it into the map. And
it was the day you were.
Okay, I'm glad I missed that.
That's why I said give it to me. That's why I had them drop it, is so I could vol it right there.
I took it out and vendored it.
Yeah.
Got some alteration scraps.
Probably in alchemy because of that. But yeah.
Yeah.
I was unaware people were trolling with it.
Okay. So I need put. Okay, so now everything's been discussed. I need to put everything in the tab. By the way, we had some weird stuff not sell. Like this, these putrid coisters. I don't understand why, but they did not sell at all.
I could have messed with it. It's fine.
I mean, I literally sat here AFK for greater like the.
Did you drop it
days.
like 2C?
Yes, I had. Yeah, that's the problem. Is their price is plummeting. Because
Well, that's why they
everybody
didn't
stopped
drop.
running, and yeah, so I kept lowering and lowering the price, but nobody's buying. So I just was like, people can take 2. I got rid of some of them, but it's like it was fine. Almost everything else sold. The only thing that was left was the rarity hat, which is honestly worth fucking nothing, and these two and this jewel, and this ring. But the jewel's honestly the only okay part. Never got pinged for it though.
How much was the rarity jewel?
How much does the rarity jewel go for? 10 divines.
Okay, good. I was curious how much it would sell for. Considering I bought it for 5.
Yeah.
Stonk.
I don't know how much Persicity actually got his jewel for, because I think he is the one who got that. But
it was 4. It was either 4 or 5 divines.
I just find the time to show pricing is interesting, is really all.
I sold
That's what I was
Persicity's jewel back for 5 as well. I know the only thing that was strange, or I guess, his chestplate, Persicity's chestplate sold back for 25. It was good.
It's still
Wasn't
not
it
as
not
much as we
elevated?
put into it.
What?
Yeah. Wasn't that not elevated?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it had good ES.
it had
on
really
it,
good
so-
ES. Yeah, they had yeah, I sold that back. I sold that back for 25, and then the other things. Oh, what was it that was really annoying to sell? It was super fucking annoying to sell the greeds 6-linked. Nobody wanted it because it wasn't good rarity.
Yeah,
It was good.
that
stock.
I'm not surprised by.
I mean, everybody just white sockets their greeds anyway. It's like all the other ones listed were white socket. It's like it wasn't working. Everybody's playing the same culling build, so like,
Yeah.
or like one gem off, so people just get 3 white sockets and call it good. So like it's not even unique in that way. So like lost a bunch of money on that. It's like that was like a 12 div chest to put together, but it ended up only selling for 2. There were also
That's
like
fine. We
I-
made money with it.
yeah, I got all of the. I sold the belt back, the Quant Viscos. I sold that back for 25 divines.
Good.
The,
I think I bought that for 18, so.
Yeah, there were like none other listed. What was the other item that was super annoying to? Oh yeah, all the 6 links. Mike 6 linked. It was amazing. We had like 1.2k fusings. He 6 linked like 7 chests off of it.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
And he gave them all to me. It was like all of the big brass domes and stuff that we had dropped, but they weren't max rolled. They were 3%. So it's actually harder to sell them because they're 6 linked, but they're only 3%. So like people don't actually want them that much. So that took forever to sell. They did end up selling for 4 divines each, but it took forever. That was really annoying waiting for people to ping for those. And then the Bottled Faith did not sell for as much as I wanted.
How much did you get for that? I'm actually curious.
I got 15.
Okay.
Yeah. If I had,
Good.
I had,
Sell it in a couple days. That's actually not as bad as I thought.
yeah, I got it to sell for 15. And then, were there any other crazy items to sell? Oh yeah, Sato helped sell the maps because the whole bricks tab was fucking full. That was
I
good.
went to TFT and I don't know. I sold like a 300 maps. Even
Yeah.
more.
The
I sold a bunch of jewels.
Yeah.
I still have a shit ton of them, but the tab's at 10C and it's not selling. So like,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Feel that.
And I left, so in the tabs, I left bubblegum. We've done this in the past, doing it again. Left bubblegum currencies. Anything that was less than a divine's worth in value, after I converted it to divine, I left whatever was remaining so that people could, buy their gems, put some gem cutters on their shit, chisel a couple maps, you know, buy their, you know, at least not have to go out and break their divines and mirrors to buy bubblegum shit if there's some of it right here. I wasn't chaos pinching. Also, I did
the last day when I turned like a full mirror and a half over the last like 6 hours.
I also turned the build. So I did Envy them strat of take expensive items, sell them. Anything under 50C stays in the tab. This is just... These builds were worth so fucking little. Actually crazy. Because, like, I realized how hard I was scraping together pennies to get us into maps. I spent, like, probably the first day to get us into the maps, I probably spent double the amount that the builds cost to get us into the maps.
It was worth it, though.
Yeah. I just made absolutely dog shit builds.
They worked really well.
Only
Well,
two
we
items.
were-
Because we didn't have to orb. Let me
we overbuilt the build. Like, we were prepping the POBs and shit for 5 orb, and we ended up mirroring, so, like...
Yep.
We were over-prepared.
And I honestly think that most of this gear would have worked for 5 orb also. It's like it would have been a case of I would have had to actually kept all my damage stuff. I took a bunch of damage off of the carry. I could have just left it on and it would have been fine. But like everything else was working. So like I know that you can put the shit together for like the Mana Guardian. I literally sold the Aegis. And
yeah,
the gems
I mean,
and the
I told you
Aegis.
I bought like 1C rares. Like I literally filtered by effective int.
Yeah.
Or effective mana.
Mana, yeah.
Yeah. So there are
that's
flasks.
what you do for them.
There are flasks in this tab and flasks in the flask tab. If anybody wants that while they're leveling or for a build. Yeah, this is the graveyard of the builds. The cemetery. The anathema we bought isn't even like max rolled. That wasn't really worth selling either.
They were doing like 20 CR last day.
Yeah, this one was like 12. When I checked, so I was like, fuck it.
Okay then.
Like item rarity was expensive when I bought it, but it wasn't when I price checked it, so I just left it there. Secret, like I don't know. The build's worth nothing. This Militant Faith is was like a divine we bought it. It's like 10C now. I was like, oh, that's cool, but it's not good.
That would happen.
Yeah. Persnickety didn't
Now I
have
understand.
24% reservation boots, and you didn't think to say that this was like first upgrade. We
No,
put some
I didn't.
tattoos on your character. You wouldn't be like, oh, 5C boots.
I mean, wouldn't have gotten anything off of it.
We had to put a reservation tattoo on. That was like 30C.
The boots were literally cheaper than the tattoo.
Okay. I didn't realize I didn't have 24.
Me either.
You probably saw 24 because it was the movement speed number.
Maybe.
How we blame for Sniggity?
I remember how much I paid for those boots. We did that so early.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a divine.
My Nebulous was so shit. I didn't even get anything back for it. It was like 5C for this one because it's not max rolled.
Yeah, but you didn't need the
The damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Honestly, I don't even think you need Nebulous. I think you could just go with...
Boy,
I think go with a Nebulous and a shield in
I think
future.
That's a good idea, actually. For mirroring, anyway.
Huh. Well, you can
Get him like a...
I was just thinking wear an ephemeral and a shield, honestly, or dual wield ephemerals.
I don't know about dual.
Ephemeral.
I think you need some damage. Okay, we're not.
I don't think you do.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think you need damage at all for mirror. Especially if it was Abyss and I'm trying to not fucking kill the Spire.
True.
You know, that's a very good point. You think Torment survives?
I hope Torment survives. Torment's so much better than Abyss.
I think Torment will survive. I also think Abyss is pretty close if Abyss actually functioned.
The only thing I don't like about Abyss is, well, there's a couple things I don't like about Abyss. One is that it feels really punishing if you accidentally hit an Abyss in the maps before you're ready for it. Two, the holding to not kill the Spire is kind of eh. And also, just it doesn't create the Nim currency-esque
I think
reign of currency.
I think if you're playing, I think if you get into maps as early as we did, honestly, that like if you get into maps a day earlier, I think Abyss is the play for the uniques.
Agreed.
The only problem with doing it early is that you need the proj maps, and it's kind of tough to rip that many maps to get proj.
Nah, you just have.
You save those for your tournament maps on like day 6.
I guess.
Yeah. Right. Oh shit.
You do get a lot of uniques from Abyss.
I know.
I also just want to see how many. I also want to see how many times I can make the fucking tower bloop things out.
Well, if we go minion carry, it won't be good for Abyss because the minions will just kill the tower.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, minion carry? That sounds amusing.
Yeah, we've talked about it for a couple leagues now. But with the absolute lack of with the absolute needing negative damage and just needing to be able to pick up the Nim currency type loot, I just put minions on the color and the carry and just everybody just left clicks all day.
Mm-hmm.
You just link skeletons with fucking IIR and that's it?
No, it's
skeletons won't be good at killing. You have to not ignite, so you can't use skeleton mages.
It's just redemption sentries. No way it's no way you're gonna do anything other than redemption sentries.
I don't know that redemption sentries have the best coverage.
They have
for the
such
color.
good.
They have such good coverage.
Their
I didn't know
coverage is like the best.
Okay. For color, it would be like redemption sentries, increase item rarity, greater multiple, returning projectiles,
chain.
chain,
You know what
or
would make
pierce.
this good for?
Pierce.
No, I think it's chain
Okay,
and
fair enough.
and like culling.
True.
Is it what are and yeah you're
Instead of returning,
you're a
I
pathfinder.
think returning is
right?
really good for specters, though.
I think it's good, but I don't know, man. You don't need it.
I guess.
I think you just have both the characters are redemption sentries and they just go ham.
The only problem is how do you get enough specters as the color?
I mean,
I guess you really only get one extra.
yeah.
Or are you using your anoint on +1 specter?
It also means the carry's a necromancer, right?
Probably. Because the other option instead of redemption sentry is golems, and then you play it as an elementalist. Either way, you're starting on witch. But also, you don't get that much from necro.
Yeah.
Like you could just play it on a trickster. Just
you have an
go
orb
all
bot.
defense ascendancies.
Yeah. You just play it, bro. You could.
You have an
Oh,
orb.
fucking
I don't think you
jug,
need to play
probably.
necro. Jug.
The only problem with playing it on Jug is you have to start a Marauder at least.
I would just play.
I mean,
I would just play it on a Scion then if I got the option.
yeah.
Scion might actually be the best option.
Points.
Again, though, your starting league start on Scion,
You can play Hexblast Scion, no problem.
I guess.
I realized by playing it, the Saboteur
It doesn't
Ascendancy
matter
does,
for you.
the Saboteur
You're starting
Ascendancy does fuck all.
Ranger. You're starting Ranger, Egg,
Oh yeah,
because you're going Ghostbuster.
I get to bust all over things.
I think if we do another 6-man, I want to be better prepared trading this time. The spreadsheet was not adequate. I also wasn't expecting to have to do Chaos Recipe myself.
It was awesome,
mostly.
but it was. I mean, again, everything the first 3 days went better than it's ever gone. So
Okay.
you did still a great job.
I might just be overly critical then of what I did.
I had no qualms with anything
Yeah. I don't know.
that happened the first couple days.
The only thing I would have done differently is I don't know. The only thing we could have done differently is we could have started mapping a day earlier by just asking Dodo or Snap for a loan. And then
Paying back our loan.
yeah. I mean, you pay back the loan with it after like.
Yeah.
Dodo and them were doing Legion like 12 hours before us. Before, like they were cycling through Legion.
Yeah, you know how much money they were fucking making?
Yeah, I know how much money they were making, but it doesn't.
A div per run.
Yeah,
Per person.
but they also needed to keep reinvesting them. I don't know. Like asking them for a loan then would have been like the weirdest time, because we weren't that far
I
behind.
only bring it up because Dodo said, "Why didn't you just ask me for a loan?" And I was like,
Oh.
no.
Because looking back at
because
looking back in hindsight, he probably would have also been like, I don't know about that if you asked him in the moment.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing to say in hindsight that they were fine, like they would have done it, but in the time at the time we weren't that far staggered, so like it's
Yeah.
The only thing I would have changed was trying to get the chugging of Chaos Recipe more aligned with Heist and
Also-
Ruckus at the same time.
I think Heist is not as good. 'Cause I think you just like you I don't know, you
They
get
made
so
so
much
much jewelry. We needed to chug the Ruckus better.
also that priceless contract value. There was no way Ruckus was beating that. Those markers were selling so well.
The priceless, I think, is better than Ruckus, but I think the other team just plugging like Ruckus Essence and just calling you in, and what you do, and maybe it's because we're too late, but like if you you have meticulous appraiser on the multiple bounce maps, like everyone just like would drop like random like key 3 uniques is what they said.
You're saying you're on 2 Ruckus teams?
Yeah. Yeah.
The only problem, I think we took too long getting Ruckus set up from
'cause
the Atlas
we had
tree
to-
perspective.
We had to, because we had to solo push. We had to push it on our own,
Yeah.
and I built fucking a wheelchair, and also we didn't have we didn't have our link man for like a lot of the maps, and so trying to push up those maps, missing the majority of my damage because it's more than the Orbot is.
Yeah.
I think with 8 people, 3-man doing, honestly, I think if you just have 8 people and one of the guys is focused on like buying contracts, and one guy's job as a trader is to buy contracts and crunch Chaos Recipe, and the other guy's job as the other trader is to craft gear and buy gear, that you have no problems sending one person alone to the Atlas, 2 people into Heist to get the jewelry for the other 3 doing Ruckus. Also, I will point out that again, it was because scheduling didn't work, but if Unveil had been able to play Sunday and stay up to finish buying the gear, which he was a chunk of the way through, if he hadn't had to stop what he was doing to trade me everything and sort that out, if he could have just kept doing what he was doing and just buy gear, we would have been mapping by the time we woke up Sunday. Like, we would have been literally like 6 hours behind Snap in the mapping.
How did we lose an entire day then?
Because I had to spend...
Egg had to do it.
I had to be given all the stuff, and then I had to buy all the stuff, which took a day.
But we also
Well,
we ran out of money. You said we ran out of money multiple times while buying.
We did run out of money once, yeah.
Yeah, we did run out. We did run out of money.
Well, then, sure. But my question is, if we ran out of money, how would Unveiling have been able to buy everything the night before?
Well, I guess my addition to that is I would have, if we knew that was going to be possible, we could have, because at that point, Sato Crocsherry was around to keep. Some people were willing to keep going, to keep pushing for currency, but I told them no because of the situation, because I needed to sleep.
Okay, sure.
And it's like, at that point, if we had just done that last, 3-hour push of priceless contracts, all the builds are ready. I don't know about the map stuff. Again, it would have been close, but I think we could have gotten into maps by Sunday session and been basically due to staggered because they on a slightly different schedule than we were. We would have been in the maps very much almost the same day. And that would have been it can, again, it went really well, but it could have gone a little bit better. But that, I mean, we only had
from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Ruckus maps were took like forever to start.
Oh, I mean, notably, I also don't. The first fucking 15 hours are kind of a blur to me too, because after we finished the campaign, I like didn't breathe for like till my fucking Atlas was completed.
Yeah.
So I also realized. I mean, it was, okay. I'm gonna let everybody know something. There was a point where I was clearing the Atlas, and I got to the point where I was like, I had only unique maps, and then like the invitations left when I got off at the end of like 15 hours or whatever of doing that. And man, I got off and I laid down and I was like, I don't even know if I'm logging back in. I was like, this game's fucking stupid. It was fucking tough. I just do not like the feeling of like chilling, blasting through the maps. That's fun. And then encountering the rare of the map. And that one guy just chain fucks 80% of your 60% of your XP bar.
Yeah.
Turns out Arch Nemesis kinda sucks.
Yeah, who knew?
That is the thing I hate about the Atlas, is when you're blasting and you've got a little bit of investment into your gear, and then you just you go up from like, you know, a T11 to a T12 map, and then all of a sudden the rare, you find that one rare every map that you just can't even fucking handle. And it's like, you look around, you're like, okay, is there a gear upgrade I can get? And it's like, oh, well, now that's going to cost you 10 divines this early. Or be a crafting legend. And I'm like, that takes time to craft. So.
It would help if I understood crafting a little bit better of everybody's gear.
I think
the chest
Bazooka
plate.
Tank is just a machine.
He is much better at the game than I am, yes.
I think he's a one-of-a-kind machine, almost.
Yeah, that guy's just a...
He can literally cook and cook at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it's really hard to compete with someone that just hit the elevate mode into the chest.
Yeah.
no, it's
And
not about.
awaken
It's not about that. Like
Yeah, I know.
like every essence they sold like 0 essences. He just crafted
just
them,
crafted
like
them.
he just crafted like with every single essence.
That's dope.
A true exile.
The craft side thing.
Okay.
Dude, I need to make a. I still don't know what fucking build I'm supposed to make to clear the Atlas.
Oh. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so how much is...
If we aren't running, if we do end up going Redemption Centuries next league, we don't have to run Zealotry.
Correct.
That frees up a lot of sockets.
Yes, it does. You run anger, though, don't you?
No, you can't ignite.
Oh.
And you
Ah.
don't want to LA focus them because freeze is a very nice.
And shock is also good.
Wait, why are we not igniting? Just out of curiosity.
The helm for the equivalent of Southbound for minions is the Speaker's Wreath. It's a helmet that says minions hits can only kill ignited enemies.
Okay, gotcha. That answers all the questions there.
But yes, I guess Unveil, if you want to log in and take your 2 mirrors and 78 divines.
Will do. I'm in the middle of a deproc mission because I played PoE for fucking 2 weeks like a job. My roommate was like, "You're actually stupid. You're playing your job at home."
But did you show them
not
your
agree with
shiny
that.
currency piece when
I
you
did
get
not.
done with it?
I want to show them in the morning when they get off.
Yeah, yeah, you want to take that? I can check.
Why someone can call you stupid because you are working in the game? It's like it's like the
I
dream.
do it at home because I do it at my job. That's why it's stupid.
But that sounds so like amazing for me. Like it's just better to what is better to work and game at the same time.
It's a
No,
it's
that's
a
good way.
it's a mentality thing. It's how people take. It's a perspective, I guess, on it.
Yeah, like I enjoy what I do with video games.
Yeah. That's the important thing. It's like
I
there
enjoy
is
my
only
job.
one thing that could be better than that. Like playing, working, and having sex at the same time. But that is more hard to achieve.
It is more hard.
Especially in some areas.
Yes.
Oh.
Like the toenails. Okay. Where's the Path of Exile button?
Is the Path of Exile button indeed?
Also,
Well,
next week I'm
actually-
making a macro to open POB, trade macro, and POE all at the same time. Because like just optimizing everything. Okay.
Surely the next league
78.
won't be maintenance mode. Cope.
yeah.
Anyway, I think that this league went fine. Again, somehow money appeared. That's cool. I think my opinion is Ghosts is a little cringe. A little cringe. It does bring me back to the days of Nemesis mapping. The kind of feel. Not as pitter-patter, but that's because the currency's been changed to drop in stacks now, so we don't even really know what it felt like with that change anyway. So it feels like it's close. We're going to get back to that feel. I think that for its cost, the strategy was very effective. I still think there's room for sections to be talked about. And I hope to do a different map. I always hope to like mix it up, even if it's not like starts cemetery and goes to another map. That's fine. I just want it to not be just the same map every day for every league. I just want some variety for it to just change up. So that's cemetery was fine because we hadn't done it in a while, and Filed was last league, so that was cool. But I can go without. I can do something else than cemetery now. Hopefully, Burial Chambers ends up, I don't know, being back on the Atlas, and we can try that.
If it's on the Atlas, it's going to be insane.
Burial Chambers is on the Atlas.
Like starting like end of week 1. I think Cemetery is so hard to beat. Like
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, Cemetery felt so good.
Yeah,
so
but
good.
in comparison to our other leagues, for like information purpose for the video, we've never even made, like, we made about half of this amount of raw divines. I think our mirror count is actually lower, but again, the mirrors are worth so much, it's dumb. And the amount of actual, yeah, the amount of divines the divine value actually have is insane, and that is really cool. I will add though that I think Trial of the Ancestors is dog water, and as a mechanic, and
More respect to the dog, please.
don't really think that the game is in that great of a state outside of 6-man mapping getting a little bit better, at least in terms of like things I would enjoy doing. The kind of like the no meta change really for skills for a while is the reason I'm not going to keep playing the league after now that the group's done. If I do something, it'll be super memey. Honestly, it would have to be like I don't know, Gamba. I like what else do you other than Gamba or something? I think try to turn Try to turn a mirror into 9 or go home. When's the cute dog casino open back up again? 3 mage bloods or bust. Yeah, I think that
Just buy a mage blood and double corrupt. Always work.
I think I'd like to see doing orbs. Like my wishes for this league, moving past that, wishes for next league are like, I don't know, outside of 6-man, some 6-man, or some outside of 6-man, some meta changes, and then in 6-man, hopefully a different map, maybe even a slightly different strategy, and then a lot of I don't know, I lost my train of thought. F. It derailed. Yeah, more quant, please.
I would be very down for a minion carry. That would be very good clickbait, that league.
Yeah.
World's first minion MF carry or something like that. Something stupid.
Just standing there AFK watching the
shit die.
minions bonk, yeah. And then hopefully also having everybody else be AFK watching the minions bonk. Or left clicking.
Can they die with an Orbot and stuff?
Minions? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I would really hope the meta goes to 5 orb again. I like 5 orb.
It's so hard for it to go to 5 orb.
Because
It has to be not ghost busting.
It has to not be. No, it has to be
It
not
has to be
boxes.
boxes. Yeah, boxes is broken.
The problem is boxes, not like ghost busting. Okay. So the presumption is first we're gonna just presume that ghosts get fixed in Delirium because
I don't think that's a good presumption.
Sure.
Maintenance mode.
Sure. And Abyss is all. We're also gonna say Abyss gets fixed and it'll spawn more than 1 or 0.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. Surely. But just like when your loot is coming from boxes, Delirium doesn't affect boxes. So there's just no point in doing, and you just want biggest quant number.
What's
Yeah.
the boots called again? Bubonic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd hope to see them fix ghosts, fix the abyss, and then I don't know, give us a reason to do 5 orbs again. But I guess the mirror requires basically no damage, be like full tank and just brain off, click loot.
Okay. Click loot.
It's fine.
Everyone wearing an Aegis. Log in.
I hope to just see more changes, and it'd be really cool to. I mean, honestly, it'd be cool to see new minions. Maybe a minion would be a new minion that would show up and be interesting for the minion carry. All you have to remember is D4 bad though.